This was tiebreaker one. Sent a close bout. 2-1 victory for Tsirtsis in tiebreaker one.
Nice little start to a snap by Habat. Tsirtsis doing, he's pushing straight in, closing the gap. Doing a nice job. Coach Periano clapping the hands at Tsirtsis saying, good job, stick to the game plan. Collar tie, dig into the left hand underhook is Tsirtsis of Northwestern. Habat double overing the elbows and trying to snap Tsirtsis down to the mat. Out of bounds they go, back to the center. Our official in this match, he's got number 21, that's Ken Ritchie. His assistant, J.R. Johnson.
I think about this bout similar to Clark and Gulabon, that if somebody can score early and force the other guy to get after it, we're going to see a much better match. Where if we don't get anybody on the board, these guys could start tightening up a little bit and look for those tiebreaker situations.
Right, nice left-hand single by Habat. Back to the center, but he said, I can get to your legs. So he took a little back step, a nice little high single, and let's see if he goes right back after it. Tsirtsis is a master of the defense, though. His hips are heavy. He'll thumb that head. He'll get behind. A lot of go-behinds for Tsirtsis. Also, Tsirtsis very accomplished with a reshot, both offense and counterattacks. Tsirtsis must have a really hard head, too. I had him earlier in the tournament, and you can hear a lot of thumps when he goes head-to-head. Elbow pass by Tsirtsis, going back to the collar tie, pulling on the head of Habat. Tsirtsis in the black singlet with the purple trim and the green anklets. Habat in the white and Scottish singlet with the red anklets.
Habat's recovered really well. He's missed on a couple of shots. You said Tsirtsis on those go-behinds. Habat squared up each time, got back to his feet, and no harm on missing the leg attack.
Inside wrist by Tsirtsis with his right hand. Collar tie with the right hand of David Habat. Both pushing and shoving here towards the edge. Nice push and pull by Tsirtsis. Snap down. And 30 seconds to go right now. Here in period number one. No score.
Northwestern coaches, good time to score. Period running down 20 seconds. 2-point takedowns compared to 1-point takedowns where the guy doesn't have a chance to get away. Really big at this level.
Also ending the period on top. Chasing the corner, hooking the legs. He's up on the hip. Still down. Nice scramble by Habat. 2-1 and time. Habat was on his hip, only on one leg, and Tsirtsis couldn't swim his arm up to the hip.
Watching the warm-ups today, Storniola was going through that situation with Tsirtsis. They must have seen it in the bout at the Midlands. They end up at the end of the first period. Tsirtsis wasn't able to convert, but they were ready for that situation.
And he kept his shoulder right in the inside of the thigh and didn't let Habat come up with his hip to a sprawl position. Down to the ankle, tight-waisted an ankle for Jason Tsirtsis. Now a nice mat return. Habat dives underneath and one escape, breaking the tie. 14 seconds of advantage time for Jason Tsirtsis. Habat breaks that time.
The really important thing there, 1, he got away. 2, only 14 seconds riding time advantage for Tsirtsis.
Coach Periano, Coach Storniolo saying, hey, Jason, you need multiple attacks. You need 1, 2, 3 attacks.
As bouts wear on, watching the mindset of the guys, what's Tsirtsis thinking after he got to those legs, close to finishing that shot? Is he going to try to get back into that situation? Did that give him some confidence to fire off more attacks?
And not a whole lot going here on our feet again. Jason Tsirtsis a sophomore from Crown Point, Indiana. Crown Point High School. Again, this year's Big Ten champion and last year's NCAA champion. He's 31-1 on the season. Habat from Cleveland, Ohio, St. Ignatius High School. Habat in deep on a shot. 2 takedown by Habat. That is huge. He was the EWL runner-up this year, but last year 4th in the tournament.
And we talked about Tsirtsis having that close match with Klagan from Ryder. That's who defeated Habat in the EWL Championship final.
So 3-0 with 26 seconds to go, period number 2. Riding time at 0. Tsirtsis going down. What a great finish by Habat. Tsirtsis turned his back to try and go splits. He was able to drive his shoulder in the back of the knee and capture that far ankle.
And you talked about the new rules this year, creating more scoring. I think it gives the guys confidence to reach for that goal. They don't need to control for a long time. If they can get to that far hip, they're going to score the takedown. And guys are more willing to get aggressive, not afraid to lose the situation.
And closing the period, a big escape for Jason Tsirtsis. It's 3-1 now. As we close out period number 2 in this, our 149-pound NCAA Division I 149-pound semifinal. And Jason Tsirtsis goes down to start our final frame. And Tsirtsis right to his feet. Gets a quick close to an escape, but they went out of bounds, and we are 3-1, 16 seconds of advantage time for Habat. I've seen a lot more of that with clearing both feet, sitting to their butt and shearing out, so the one escape for Tsirtsis.
And it's almost old school wrestling, but they're getting to it in a different way. They're not sitting back in that situation. We saw Gilbon get away from there.
I'm always amazed how cyclical wrestling is. Going back to those long sits.
And Northwestern looks like they're going to be coming for a review. Action was blown out of bounds. The call on the mat is no takedown.
Coach Niolo saying it's a challenge, that it's a takedown within the cylinder. Cool thing about our sport now in college is that all you need is a toenail in, and it doesn't even need to be on the mat, just inside the cylinder.
Great rule change a couple years ago. One thing I like they changed last year, you can get the near fall and the fall with the shoulders out of bounds, and our challenge system. It's not perfect, but it is very good progress. One thing I'm not sure about here, it happening so far on the other side of the mat from where the camera's located, this is going to have tough to have enough visual evidence to confirm the call or, to overturn it. You have to have a lot of visual evidence for that.
I love the back and forth between the coaches. Coach Periano screaming, "It was in the cylinder." And the coach from Edinburgh, he's just sweeping his arms out. "It was out of bounds. It was out of bounds." So that little interplay is always fun to watch.
And the call on the mat being no takedown is really important, because if they can't tell with the depth perception from the camera set up over here at the table, it's the whole way on the other side of the mat. That's going to be very tough to say, hey, we absolutely saw that the guys were in bounds. And exactly what I said, the call stands because they did not have enough visual evidence to either confirm the takedown or not. And he said we didn't have an angle of the line.
So Tsirtsis, though, going to offense now. And in deep, on ahead on the inside single. Pops up the middle. He's got to clear his feet here and look to hook the back ankle. But Habat pulling that heel to the gluteus maximus of Tsirtsis. Tsirtsis reaching up. He's got the bottom leg hook. If he can pop his head here and put Habat on his hip, he'll have a takedown. Again, underneath and seat belting the arm is Habat to his feet. Little walk around the mat. Could be called potentially dangerous here. If he doesn't put him back down here soon. There he puts him back down to his knees. Stalemate the call.
And the problem, Tsirtsis with that arm trap, he didn't really have a whole lot of offensive options. late in the match, you'll probably see him put him down on that trapped arm side. But if you put the guy down the wrong side, you put yourself in a bad situation.
So he's going to, nice little boot scoot and re-attack to the double. Tsirtsis goes high up on the underhooks, and Habat warned for stalling. 27 seconds to go in regulation. Tsirtsis again moving forward. He's going to need to put 2 and 3 shots together. Habat has done an amazing job of defending here on the mat. And the one time he took a great shot, he was able to finish.
Habat needs to get to 1 attack here. He needs to come with 1. He has that stall warning. Only up by 1.
And 2 in a row. NCAA finalist from Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania. The returning champion goes down in the semis.